Hello, everybody. Welcome to Girls Night In Online. I am Kelly, and today we're doing a workshop for Pilates. A little bit about me, just real quick. I have been teaching fitness for about 10 years, and I live in Denver. That's about all we need to know for now. We have 30 minutes, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So I want you guys to stand up tall. We're going to start with a standing stretch. Let me get some music started. And before we start moving, I want you to pay attention to your breathing. So just start to breathe in and out, noticing your breath as you do so. You can put your hands on the bottom of your rib cage. Start to inhale, pressing your ribs up and out, and exhale, bringing your ribs down and together. This is called lateral breathing. And that way we can keep the core engaged as we breathe. Speaking of the core, I want you to pull your belly button in towards the back of your spine. Focus on the lower abdominal wall, pull that up and in, like you're wearing a big corset all around your midsection. Go ahead and roll your shoulders up, back, and down. That forces the chest to rise. Keep it there. Bring your head up towards the ceiling and sink your shoulders down to the ground. You have a slight bend in your knee. Now we feel good. We have good posture. We're going to start to link movement to our breath. So on your next inhale, bring your arms up towards the ceiling and exhale on the way down. Big sweep of the arms, waking up the shoulders, waking up the upper body, linking breath to movement. If you do anything in this class for 30 minutes, it's to breathe. One more big sweep up towards the ceiling and hold it down by your sides. Give your shoulders a big roll up, back, and down. Do that a couple more times. Bring your arms into the equation. Let your fingers trail as your shoulders sweep. Now start to bring one arm up, getting a little bit more rotation and movement into the shoulders. As we get warm, our range of motion gets bigger and bigger. You can start to straighten out your arms. How about one more on each side? Big sweep, big opening. And now sweep your arms towards your screen. Look down and round your back. You're looking down in between your feet. One more big deep breath here, and then come up to a standing position. Roll up and bring your arms out, elbows bent. We're going to rotate towards the right and come back to center. Let's go again to the left and back to center. In this class, you can go at your own pace. So you can always go faster or slower than me as you need. Start to bring your opposite arm across. It's like you're high-fiving the wall on either side of you. One more on each side. And now, bring your arm overhead into a side bend stretch. Back to your T. Both hips continue to face towards front. Last one on each side, making it a little bit bigger each time. And now I want you to heel toe your feet out a little bit wider than hip distance. We're headed into a squat. You can start slow and you can start small. You can always increase as you start to feel warm. Push your butt back, but keep your chest lifted. When you're ready, you can start to bring your arms up towards the ceiling and then back into prayer. Big reach through the entire body. You can even start to lift your heels up off the ground. 4 more just like this, warming up the quads and glutes and hamstrings. Last 2. Big one, hold it low and sweep your arms to one side. Put your weight in your front leg and start to lift your back leg, squeezing your glutes each time and working on this nice little balance challenge. Reach fingertips, abs come in super tight throughout the entire class. That way we don't put pressure into our lower backs. Last 4, 3, 2, sweep your arms to the other side, set up your balance, and start to lift your leg up and up. Every time you lift, you're lifting by squeezing your glutes. That's how your leg is coming up. And that's also how we shape and tone our glutes. Belly button pulls in. I'm going to say that 100 times because I want you to keep that core activation throughout the entire class. Now step wide, get low. Big wide Pilates V. Holding low, stacking hips underneath shoulders. We're going to rotate ourselves to the right into a lunge. Knee underneath shoulder, underneath hip. Come back to center and find your other side. We're going to start to go a little bit faster. Let's go to center, lunge. Center, other lunge. Good. One more time each side. Feeling warm through the whole body. Hold it center and come to the back of your mat. It can be a mat, towel, or carpet, whatever gives you a little bit of cushion. Bring your arms up towards the ceiling and come into a forward fold, bending your knees as much as you need to. Let your head relax. Start to walk your hands, and we're coming into a tabletop position. So wrists are underneath shoulders, knees are underneath hips. Press the tops of your feet down into the ground. Let's sink down, belly button to the ground, look up, chest up, and reverse it. Look past your thighs. Scared cat. Repel your belly button away from the ground. Let's go a little faster. Cat and cow at your own pace. We're going through 3 times. You have 1 left, and then we meet in a neutral spine. Hold it here, lengthen through your spine, lengthen all the way through the crown of your head. We're going to bring our right leg and our left arm, or vice versa, up, and then we're going to alternate. Here we go. It's lift and right back down to table. So here we're feeling our shoulders, our backs, our glutes. As we lift, we feel the squeeze in our booty. Make sure your belly doesn't start to fall down towards the ground. You're staying strong in your tabletop. It's as if you are a table and you're resting your water bottle on the small of your back. Don't let it fall off. All right, guys, we're going to add on here. Bring one arm and one leg up. Swing them out to the side. Find your balance. Come back to center and come back to table. Try that on the other side. Lift high. Slide as if you're sliding across a table. Back to center. Now let's go a little faster. You guys ready? Here we go. Lift, slide, center, and down. Abs stay engaged. Slide it across. It's like you're dusting a tabletop. Keep both hips pressing down towards the ground and rely on your core to keep you balanced as you throw your balance off by going wide. Last one, meet me in table. Curl your toes under and start to hover your knees 1 or 2 inches off the ground. This is a good time to reset your good form. Make sure your wrists are comfortable. You can always come down onto your forearms if you have wrist issues. Hovering, drop your knees a little lower. Now step one leg out and then the other, find your plank. At any time you can be on your forearms. We're going to go plank to pike. Bring your hips up towards the top corner of the room, nice and slow, and back to plank. Press it up for 2 and down. When you come up to your pike, bend your knees as much as you can or as much as you want. You're stretching long through your spine, pressing the ground away from you in your palms. 2 more times. And then hold at the top of your pike. Sink one heel down to the other, to the ground, and then switch. Looking towards your thighs. It's like you're an upside down V. Bring one leg forward in between your hands, and then the other one comes forward. Go ahead and sit down. We're going to transition into a seated abdominal series. So what I want you guys to do is have your knees and feet hip distance apart. Your knees are bent. Reach your arms forward. Round your lower back slightly to protect your spine. Start to lean forward and back. We start small and then we add on. That way we're always protecting our joints and our muscles. For 4, 3, keep your feet on your mat. Don't let them peel up. Now we're going to start to bring an elbow back towards the midline of our mat, the middle line of our mat. So it's a little bit of a twist. It's not huge, but I want you to focus on keeping your feet on the ground. That way we know our abs are staying engaged. If you can tap your elbow down, great. If not, that's a good goal just to reach for it. 4 more. Last 3. Smile. Pilates is fun. And hold at the top. Bring your hands behind your head. We're going to rotate towards one side, center, other side. Now lift your opposite knee, opposite elbow to opposite knee. To feel our torso twist, to feel our obliques. That's why we twist. We want to shape and tone the side of our body. Lean back a little bit more, rounding your back for protection. 4 more, 2 on each side. 3. After this, we're going to lay down. Hold center, roll 1 vertebrae at a time until you're all the way down. And walk your heels in towards your booty. We're going to head into 100s. It's a breathing exercise more than anything, so take your time. Reach your hands towards your ankles. Lift your head, lift your shoulder blades if you can. And we're going to breathe in for 5 counts and out for 5 counts. Breathe in and exhale. You can bring your legs to tabletop. As you inhale and exhale, knees are over your thighs. Your next option is to extend your legs. And maybe you even drop them down to the ground to get your lower abdominals firing up. Inhale, I think we're on about the 6th one. It's okay if we go over 100 or a little less. Come back to table for your 7th and 8th. Inhale and exhale. And then back down to the ground for your last 2, but peel your shoulder blades up off the ground even more. Last inhale, make it big. And exhale, lower your head. Good work, everybody. Press your back into your mat, massage it down. Just give yourself a little wiggle. Pick up your feet off your mat and bring your hands behind your knees. We're going to tuck knees in towards our chest and start to roll back and forth. We're going to roll like a ball, massaging our backs into our mats as we roll back and rounding our spine so that it's a nice smooth roll. What I want you guys now to focus on is catching yourself at the top without your toes touching down. That is core strength right there. We hold here, elbows point out. If you want more work, we're going to take hands off of our legs and feel the difference. If you want to, you can start to straighten your legs overhead, but be careful if you have any sort of back or shoulder issues. 3 more rolls, because they're fun. We can get into them. Last one, smooth as silk, and hold at the top. Start to straighten out your legs, and just hold it here for about 8 more counts. Inhale and exhale, don't forget your breath. Lower down and pull your knees into your stomach. We're going to bring our arms, first of all, bring your head up. Head is optional. It can still rest on the ground if you wanted to. We're going to bring our arms straight up and then circle down. Straight up. And now start to add in one leg as you shoot out and then circle in. Lots of drama here. Big circle down. 4 more just like this, 2 on each side. And then you get that option. Both legs extend, shoot straight out, and come in with a flare for 4. Last 3, and then we rest our heads down in 2. Big 1, hug your knees, rest down. Give yourself a big deep breath here, rock gently side to side. And when you're ready, you're going to put your hands behind the small of your back, or small of your neck. We're going to bring our opposite elbow to our opposite knee. Go ahead and try it on the other side. Rotate as much as you can, elbow towards knee. And when you're ready, let's go faster. Switch, switch. Keep going with your crisscross. Feeling our side torso, side obliques. Looking good, Rhonda. Looking good, Lisa. Keep going here for a little bit longer. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lay all the way down. Bring your arms out to a T. Your legs come a little bit wide towards the outside of your mats. We're going to lift up and bring opposite arm to the inner ankle. And then lower back down. If you can't make a connection, just go ahead and reach for it. Reach and down. Reach. Yes. If you need to, you can always put your hand behind your head. But the best thing for you guys to do is tuck your chin to your chest. That'll keep the load out of your neck and into the abs. 2 more, that's it. Cross and reset, cross and hold down. Bring your legs to a tabletop position. You have the option to bring your head up if you want to, or keep it down. We're going to take our right leg, extend all the way down towards the ground in a straight leg, lift it straight up towards the ceiling, and then back down and bring it in. Try that with your left leg. Down to the ground, lift high, back down to the ground and in. You guys ready to go a little bit faster? It's extend, lift, extend, bend, extend, lift, extend, pull it in. Looking good so far. How about we do 1 more on each side at your own pace? Last one, last time. Pull your knees in, now come to a pencil stretch. Reach overhead, lift your chest, lift your abdominal wall. Create a little bit of air between your lower back and your mat. We're going to roll onto one side, facing me. Prop yourself up on your elbow. If that's accessible to you, you can always lay all the way down. Elbow is underneath shoulder. Lengthen your legs long. Your top arm is down for balance. Bring your legs up off the ground. Feel that challenge. Now we're going to pretend there's a little Pilates ball in between our ankles. We're going to rotate one leg in front and then behind. It's a small and controlled movement. You're feeling your inner thighs. You're feeling your side obliques. And your entire rectus abdominis is keeping you from falling over. Next option, lift your arm. Try not to let yourself rock back. 4 more. Extend long, point your toes. Last 2. Now we're going to come up onto our palm and our knees. So bend your knees, press your palm down. Unless you have wrist issues, you can stay low. Stack yourself up, knee underneath hip. Extend your arm long. When you're ready, connect arm towards knee. Keep your knee pointed towards the front. Don't start to open up your hips. Instead, keep both hips pointed towards me. Same with your shoulders. 4 more here. After these, we're coming into a side plank. You can keep your knee down, or you can bring both legs long. When you get to your side plank, hold it here and start to pulse your hips up. This is the last thing on this series. 8 more pulses. It's like there's a string attached to your hip and to the ceiling. 3, 2, and 1. Come to plank just for a moment. You're going to lower all the way down. Flip to the tops of your feet. Your hands are underneath your shoulders. On your next inhale, lift up to a baby cobra and back down, looking down at your mat, extending through the neck. These can get bigger and bigger as we go, depending on your flexibility. And everybody's different. We embrace our differences, we embrace our own bodies, and we love them for what they are and what we can make them, what they can be. That's why we set up fitness goals. 2 more, feeling our lower back. Last one, as high as you can, and lower all the way down, arms in front of you. Next up, we're going to lift our body, lift our arms and legs at the same time. We're going to extend legs wide, elbows draw down towards our hips. Bring your arms overhead, looking down, and back down to the ground. Let's go a little faster. Lift, out, up, down. This is all about lower back. And you can get some glutes in there too, some hamstrings. Lift high to feel the booty. Also shoulders, never count out your upper body. It works hard for us. 2 more times. This is your best one yet. Hold low and push yourself into a child's pose. That'll feel very nice on your lower back after that series. Take as long as you need when you're ready. We're going to set ourselves up on the other side. So come down onto your elbow or lower, lengthen your legs, top arm, fingers spread, press down for balance, lift your legs. Your knees should be off the ground. Now pretend you have that Pilates ball in between your ankles and rotate one leg forward and then back. Your lower leg is also moving. It's just kind of moving forward and back. It's hard for it to arch. For 4. Last 3, maybe your arm extends for the last few. And hold. Come on up to a palm and a knee. Stretch your arm overhead, and when you're ready, lift and lower. You can bring your arm down as low as you need to make contact with your leg. So if your leg is only going a couple inches off the ground, that's great. You are still succeeding. Give yourself a mental high five. You have 4 more here. It's a big reach. I want there to be a lot of space between your ear and your shoulder. Arm stays up. Option to come into a side plank. One foot in front of the other. Stack them, bring one off the ground. Or your knee can stay down. Start to pulse your hips up. Lift. Beautiful. If you feel like your wrist is too far out, I want you to bring it a little bit closer. Rotate so that you have your shoulder over your wrist for 8, 7. Little bit higher for 4, 3. Next up, we're laying on our backs. So come on down to a seated position. Roll out your wrists. And then roll your spine down 1 vertebrae at a time. I want you to outstretch your fingertips towards your ankles and bring your legs back into our tabletop. We're going to extend one leg up. One leg hovers 1 inch off the ground. Come back to table and switch. Let's go faster. Out and in. You can keep your arms down low or you can arms towards your ankles. 4 more. Lots of lower abs here, that hard to reach place. That's why we do these. Last one, hold, hug your knees. Bring your feet down towards the ground. Bring your arms overhead. We're going to lift all the way up. If that's not attainable to you, you're going to crunch, little crunches. Or 1 vertebrae at a time, lift off and reach your hands up towards the ceiling, lowering down the same way we came. If that's a little too difficult for you today, you're going to pulse in a crunch. Pick what you want, and let's go. Big lift, roll down. It should feel nice and smooth, and try to keep your feet on the ground. That's the most challenging part. Mine always want to creep up. Your next option is to bring one leg up. One leg extends towards the ceiling along with your arms. And then we alternate legs. Other leg comes up. Let's do a couple more, 1 on each side. That's it. Last one. And come all the way down. Take a deep breath. Bring your heels in towards your booty. And then start to come up onto your elbows. In fact, we're going to come all the way up onto our palms. We're setting ourselves up for a reverse table. Start to lift your hips up towards the ceiling and back down. Lift for 2, look at the ceiling and come back down. Last one, just like this. And now, I want you to hold in your tabletop, lift one leg, and extend 3 times. 2 and 1. Bend it, put it back down. Other leg for 3, 2, and 1. Bend, plant, slowly lower your hips down, and roll yourself all the way down. We're going to do a couple bridges before we run out of time today. So bring your arms down. We're going to do the same combo. So lift your hips. Let's come down. Press your shoulder blades down into the ground. One more time. Pressing all 4 corners of both feet down into the ground. Now come all the way up to the ceiling and extend one leg. We're going to drop and pick it back up. Point your toes. Long line through the entire foot. Now for your last 4, I want you to flex at the ankle. Feel the difference. Which one is more challenging for you? Last one. Come back to bridge and lower down. Hug your knees for just a moment. And then extend. Bring your hips back up towards the ceiling. And then your other leg comes up. Drop it. Down and lift. Long line through the leg, through the foot, point your toes. Now for your last 4, flex at the ankle for 4. Squeeze your glutes, lift your hips. Last 2. And last 1. Hold high, bend your knee, hips down. Done with all the hard work, guys. We're just going to stretch a little bit for a couple minutes and we'll be on our way. Hugging your knees in, you can rock gently. Side to side, massaging your backs into the ground. Now bring one leg up, one leg down, just like when we were doing our work, but this time, rest your leg down and start to pull your leg in. Look at the tops of your toes. Bend your elbows out to the side to get a stretch. And now cross that leg over the midline. Your arms can come up to a goalpost or a T. Bring your chin to your opposite shoulder. Just let your body start to melt into the ground. You don't need any more tension today. One more deep breath. And bring your leg back up towards the ceiling. Lower it down towards the ground. Your other leg comes up towards your rib, grabbing onto your leg wherever it's comfortable. Start to bend your elbows. Look at the tops of your toes. Take a couple big deep breaths here as we stretch through the back of our leg. And when you're ready, start to cross that leg over your midline, bending your knee if that's more comfortable. Bring your arms to a goalpost or T. Drop your chin to your shoulder and focus in on your breathing. This is a nice little booty stretch with a spinal twist. One more big deep breath and then bring your leg back in and up towards the ceiling. Lower all the way down. Now I have a little bit more work, just one roll up so that we can get to a seated position. So bring your head up and then one vertebrae at a time till you're all the way up to seated. Bring your arms up towards the ceiling and when you're ready, forward fold towards your ankles, towards your toes, whatever you can reach for. And just hold this amazing stretch. Bring yourselves up by walking your hands up your legs. And then bring your knees wide, clap your feet together. Nice stretch through the insides of our legs, the outsides, feeling a little difference. Lean forward. You might feel more flexible this way. You might feel less like me. Just embrace the different feelings in your bodies. Notice them. I want you to roll yourself up, extend one leg, plant your hand by your bent knee, and lift all the way up towards the ceiling, opening up the shoulder and the chest. Breathe deeply. On your next inhale, sweep your arm in a half circle. Lots of drama. Switch legs, plant your hand, and reach high to the sky. Look up. Push your pelvis towards the screen. And with drama, half circle your arms, stop in the center, cross your ankles in any way you need to, any way you can. Start to come into a standing position. Forward fold, let go of the neck tension, shake your head no, shake your head yes. And roll up one vertebrae at a time. Your head is the last thing to rise. Roll your shoulders 3 times. Let your fingers trail just like we did in the warm-up. It's like we're reversing it. Now bring your arms out to a T, heel toe a little bit wider. 3 circles down and up and we'll be all done. Take it low. Take it high towards the sky. Last 2. And 1. Big sweep, hands to heart. Give yourselves a round of applause. We're all done today. Thank you guys so much for joining me for Pilates Fusion.